Oh, yes. Smart little girl.
What?
Look at, he's a natural. Come on, Peter Millard. Like this. Like, how do you not get pissed at that? It's a little girl.
Oh my god.
Oh, this is hard to watch.
It's a camera inside the tree. Yo! Whoa! Is that Penta?
Yeah, he's a snitching bitch.
Oh!
Did it get? Why do you take it out, bro? Snap her neck, Katniss. Snap her neck.
Introduce yourself?
Okay, so hello, this is I, Isha, a resident of the capital. Once a die-hard fan of the Hunger Games until the 67th, but it wasn't until the 74th when Katniss Everdeen showed how mass media could be a tool of dehumanization.
Really? How so?
Well, because Hunger Games showed how the media contributes to objectification. Based on what I've read, the act of treating or perceiving someone as an object is objectification. So, you know when the ceremony, the opening ceremony, where they have to ride chariots to the capital, that's when they have to abandon their autonomy, those tributes. Because their appearances and their behavior, they're all controlled by their stylists to charm the audience, and also gain sponsorships from the sponsors. So, basically they've become dolls for entertainment.
Can you tell us more?
Well, because the media, they also oversimplifies the tribute's identity during their interview with Cesar Anyways, the tributes, they have to adopt these specific personas to gain sponsorships and please the audience. One acted like a ruthless killing machine, one acted sly and elusive, and one even acted sexy, just like that one player from District 1. Katniss and Peter, on the other hand, they had to pretend to be like a happy couple to make Katniss look more desirable, which I fell for. Basically, all this reduction of their capacity just to serve our entertainment.
You mentioned earlier that the media can be used as a tool for dehumanization. Care to elaborate?
Well, because we bet on potential victors instead of recognizing these tributes' humanity and how they struggle for survival. For instance, because we felt like the previous games were anticlimactic due to bloodless death, the game makers, they included more woods for fires. When it was time for the reaping system, we wanted to watch it live just because we weren't the ones experiencing it. And the game arena always becomes a tourist spot after the game ends. We indulged in the show's drama and the suspense over the tribute's death, but it's ironic that we drew the line at cannibalism. Plus, I remember after the game ended, we'd watch a recap video of the game set to upbeat music and a romantic narrative while showcasing the death shots of these tributes, just like they were fictional characters. It's kind of sinister now that I think about it.
That does sound kind of sinister. So before we wrap up, do you have any final thoughts?
Ultimately, I appreciate this year's Hunger Games because it shows how powerful the media is. It provided entertainment, but at what cost? At the expense of humanity? We became desensitized, failing to recognize the true brutality of the game just because of the media's portrayal. And in spite of everything that I've said, I have to admit, Hunger Games will forever stay iconic.
Well, thank you for your time.
Can I have my coffee back now?
Yeah, sure.
Thank you. Are we done?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Do you want? Yeah. Hold on. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay now.
Can you tell us about yourself?
I'm Ayla from District 11. Lost my brother Marcus in the brutal Hunger Games arena. His loss is a constant reminder of the cruelty and oppression in women.
I'm sorry for your loss, Ayla. That must have been very difficult for you. But can you tell us more about the oppression that you experienced? Because we've never seen that.
Yes, that's the trick. The media has never showed us anything. They control what we see and hear, creating this illusion of deserving privilege and capital, while us trapping in poverty. It prevents us from questioning the obvious inequalities perpetuating the oppressive system.
So you're saying the media actually distracts people from what's happening in the districts?
Yes, exactly. It's a carefully crafted illusion to maintain the capital's control and prevent citizens from challenging their status quo. Because if you observe it carefully, the people at the capital get to wear fancy dresses, glamorous makeups, right? Swimming in this luxury while watching the tribal game. No offense though. But what about us? So basically, they are living a better life than us. What about us, the people at the district? Can't you see this gap? It widens the impoverished districts, solidifying this oppressive hierarchy. We at the district, we are hungry, the demand for labor continues to exist, we are living in poverty. And did you know that having high rates of poverty, it can result in shorter lifespans, worse health conditions, and undernourished babies? That is the critical state and true state of the pandemic. Yet most of us are still blinded. To make it more humiliating as well as torturous, the capital requires us to treat this Hunger Games like a festivity. All year they will show this winning district gifts of grain and oil and even delicacies like sugar, while us are battling a starvation.
That sounds horrible. Did it stop there?
Unfortunately, it did not. Even the inequality among the districts is noticeable. District 1, they enjoys extravagant luxuries, doing it for the people at the capital, while District 12 suffers in poverty. How do you think that's fair? With District 4 doing fishing, District 3 looking at the factories. I even heard that Katniss thought that we are living better than them at 11 just because we're harvesting the crops. But the truth is, we don't even have the chance to eat those crops. Do you know what this means?
I don't.
It means lots of us are still blinded by the truth. They don't know what the truth is because the media never talks about this. When the media does not talk about the problems at the districts, this makes it seem like the people in the capital and across the districts deserve their differences.
That's troubling. It sounds like the media plays a big role in shaping public perception. But that's all the time we have today. Do you have any last words?
Truth to be told, I will forever condemn Hunger Games at the media. But the recent one, the 74th Hunger Games, surely has taught us the harsh truth of mass media, of who they actually are. They hide everything. And they hid my brother's death, Marcus. Do you think it's funny, Snow? Huh? Do you think this is okay for you to do this to all of us?
Okay, cut.
What are your thoughts on the documentary?
My thoughts. Well, after watching the documentary, I have gained a deeper understanding on how this is still relevant today. Although we don't have a grand spectacle like the Hunger Games, media influence is still very apparent.
Oh, really? Can you give an example?
An example. Remember how the tributes were reduced to their physical appearances during their interviews?
Mm-hmm.
The media of today do the same to the people of today. Both men and women are objectified, especially when they want to sell products. And it gets worse because now Photoshop exists, graphic manipulation exists, reducing people's bodies to mere pictures.
That sounds serious. What about the reality TV aspect?
Nowadays, there's a lot of reality TV shows, right? Well, although it's not as extravagant as the Hunger Games, reality TV still reduces people to mere characters, and it reduces their complexities. Basically, tragedies and defining characteristics are just made into a storyline. And producers, even though they say it's reality TV, they manipulate the contestants, they distort the truth. So yeah, reality TV isn't really real in the end.
Why do you think people are so obsessed with reality TV?
That's a good question. In my opinion, there are two reasons. The first one is they want to indulge in lifestyles that are more extravagant than theirs, and the second is because they want to feel better about themselves. So the people in Penang, they lean towards the latter, like the capital intended. When they watch the games and see people suffering, they feel better about themselves.
In your opinion, what are the effects of this?
Well, the effects, like Aisha,
I think it's Aisha.
Aisha said, like she said, it makes people less humane. It desensitizes them. So we watch shows like Survivor, The Biggest Loser, offering unsolicited opinions online about real people, as if they are fictional characters. Okay, and on another hand, we ourselves, since this is so normalized, we make our own stories something to be sold. We sell ourselves on social media, and they don't even have to do it for us.
What do you think of the government's role in using media?
The government? Well, governments all around the world realize how media can be a tool for oppression, distraction, and also control. Okay, so a lot of governments actually use media as a tool for political misinformation. Remember the COVID-19 history? The actually hid the truth from their citizens, while the this is another country, uses media as a tool for swaying voters, right? And they distract the voters from things that actually matter.
Are there any other countries besides and
Of course. It's one example of a dictatorship that tightly controls their information. People out there live in poor conditions, but what they show to the world and the citizens themselves are different. You can't find any information on how they live on there, by the way. So this reminds me of what Ayla,
Yeah.
what Ayla said. The capital controls the media and doesn't show the oppression of other districts. So citizens in North and Penang both don't know about this real situation, making them loyal to their governments. So I have to leave. So to wrap up, you should buy this book and read it because it serves as a critique to how media can be a tool of oppression and also desensitization. It urges us to be critical consumers of media and be aware of how it can affect our perceptions and behaviors.
Thank you, miss. But before you go, do you have any last words?
Don't believe everything that you see.